Something is happening in the auto industry, something they don't want you to know. Jeep and Ram dealers are scrambling, desperate to move inventory, and the whispers are getting louder. Prices could be slashed by half. That's right, 50% off the trucks and SUVs you've always wanted. But why? What's causing this chaos? And how can you take advantage of it? This isn't just another sale. It's a seismic shift in the automotive market, and it's unfolding right now. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's going on and why it could mean thousands of dollars in savings for you. But here's the question: will you act before it's too late? Let's start with the first big problem: overproduction. Over the last 2 years, Jeep and Ram ramped up their manufacturing. They were betting on post-pandemic demand staying sky high, and at first it worked. People were snatching up vehicles faster than dealerships could stock them. But now, that demand has dropped, and dealerships are drowning in inventory. Nationwide, Jeep and Ram lots are holding more unsold vehicles than ever before, up by 30% compared to last year. Some dealers are even renting extra space just to store them. And what happens when supply outpaces demand? Prices fall hard. Think about it. If you were a dealer with hundreds of vehicles just sitting there, what would you do? Slash prices to move them, right? And that's exactly what's happening. But here's the kicker: this is just the tip of the iceberg. Now let's talk about competition. The rise of electric vehicles is turning the auto market upside down. EV trucks are stealing the spotlight, and consumers are asking, why stick with a gas-powered truck when EVs are cleaner, cheaper to operate, and packed with cutting-edge tech? Jeep and Ram are trying to adapt. They've introduced plug-in hybrids like this Wrangler 4xe. But are they doing enough? Or are they falling behind? What do you think? Would you trade your gas-guzzling truck for an EV? Let me know in the comments below. The shift to EVs is more than just a trend, it's a revolution. And every automaker, including Jeep and Ram, is scrambling to keep up. Could this be the beginning of the end for traditional trucks? Here's another major factor: rising interest rates. The cost of borrowing money has skyrocketed, making car loans more expensive than ever. For many buyers, monthly payments have jumped by hundreds of dollars. Combine that with inflation and high gas prices, and suddenly a brand new Jeep or Ram doesn't feel so affordable. Have you delayed buying a car because of rising costs? If so, you're not alone. Let me know in the comments what's holding you back from getting behind the wheel of a new car right now. So what does this mean for you? If you've been waiting for the right time to buy, this could be it. And if you're deciding between several companies, if you haven't yet decided by now, it goes to prove that not all companies are equal. Let me know in the comments. Dealers are under enormous pressure to move inventory, and that means they're willing to negotiate. Discounts as high as 50% aren't just a possibility, they're becoming a reality. But don't wait too long. These deals might not last forever. If dealers manage to stabilize their inventory, or if demand suddenly spikes, prices could rebound. Timing is everything. The bigger question is, what's next for Jeep and Ram? Will they adapt to these market challenges and come out stronger? Or is this just the beginning of an even bigger crisis? One thing's for sure, this is a critical moment for the brand, and the choices they make now will define their future. So what's next for Jeep and Ram? Industry experts are speculating that these brands might need to take drastic steps to recover. We're talking about production cuts, heavier investments in electric vehicles, and even potential price restructuring across their entire lineup. The reality is, the automotive industry is shifting rapidly, and Jeep and Ram can't rely on their traditional playbook anymore. EVs are the future, and the brands that adapt quickest will come out on top. But will Jeep and Ram evolve fast enough to survive? Or could this be the beginning of a decline for these iconic brands? Only time will tell. But one thing's for certain: the next few months will be critical for Jeep and Ram. And for buyers like you. Whether they rise to the challenge or falter under the pressure, it's a story we'll be watching closely. So, what are you going to do? Are you ready to take advantage of this buyer's market and drive off in your dream Jeep or Ram? Or are you holding out to see if prices drop even further? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your strategy. Now here's an angle most people overlook: the ripple effect this market shift is having on used vehicles. With dealerships slashing prices on new Jeeps and Rams, the used car market is also feeling the pressure. Trade-ins are piling up, and dealers need to move those vehicles just as urgently. If you're looking for a bargain but don't necessarily need brand new, this could be your chance to score an incredible deal on a lightly used vehicle. In some cases, you might find a 1 or 2-year-old model with low mileage for even less than the discounted new ones. And don't forget, certified pre-owned options often come with extended warranties and additional perks. Would you consider going for a used Jeep or Ram if the price was right? Let me know in the comments. Another thing to keep in mind: dealer incentives. With inventory levels this high, manufacturers are offering dealerships bonuses and rebates to move vehicles faster. And guess what? Those savings often get passed down to you. Another thing to keep in mind: dealer incentives. With inventory levels this high, manufacturers are offering dealerships bonuses and rebates to move vehicles faster. And guess what? Those savings often get passed down to you. Here's the trick: always ask about hidden discounts. Whether it's military appreciation, loyalty programs, or even holiday promotions, there are countless ways to shave even more off the sticker price. Have you ever scored a great deal through a special incentive? Share your story below. Plus, don't overlook financing incentives. Some dealers are offering lower interest rates or deferred payment options to sweeten the deal. This could make a big difference, especially if high interest rates have been holding you back. Here's a question you might not have thought about: how will these price cuts affect resale values in the future? If you buy a Jeep or Ram at 50% off today, it could still hold strong resale value down the road, especially if production slows or demand spikes later on. But on the flip side, if the market remains flooded with inventory, depreciation could accelerate. This is why it's crucial to weigh how long you plan to keep the vehicle. Are you buying for the long haul, or do you plan to trade up in a few years? It's all about strategy. Think ahead and plan your purchase to fit your lifestyle and financial goals. I spoke with someone inside the industry, a dealer, who shared some eye-opening insights. Here's what they told me about the current situation. They admitted that dealers are slashing prices just to survive. Some are even taking losses on new vehicles, hoping to make up the difference in service packages or financing fees. It's a tough time for the industry. But for buyers, it's a golden opportunity. Have you ever wondered what really happens behind the scenes at a dealership? Let me know if you'd like more insider content like this. I love hearing from all of you. Your stories, your insights, they help us all stay informed and make smarter decisions. So here's a challenge. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Have you seen these price drops in your area? Are dealers offering the kinds of discounts we're talking about? Let's build a community of savvy car buyers right here. To sum it all up, we're witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime shift in the automotive market. Overproduction, rising interest rates, and the EV revolution have created the perfect storm for buyers. Whether you're looking for a new Jeep, a Ram truck, or a used option, the next few months could be your moment to save big. But remember, the clock is ticking. These deals won't last forever. Will you be ready when the time comes? Did you know that what's happening here in the US isn't just a local issue? Jeep and Ram's inventory challenges are creating shockwaves across the global auto market. Countries where these brands were once luxury imports are now seeing discounts that were previously unheard of. In Europe, for instance, dealerships are offering deep discounts on imported models to compete with rising EV sales. Meanwhile, in regions like the Middle East and Australia, where rugged off-roaders are in high demand, buyers are starting to see significant price drops as well. The big question is, will this global ripple effect lead to even bigger changes in Jeep and REM's strategy? Could we see more localized production or a shift in focus to emerging markets? What do you think? Share your predictions below. Let's take a moment to talk about the psychology of buying a car. There's something incredibly satisfying about scoring a great deal, isn't there? It's not just about saving money, it's about winning. But here's the thing. Dealerships know this too. That's why they use tactics like limited-time offers and flashy discounts to create a sense of urgency. The key is to stay informed and not let the pressure push you into a decision you're not ready for. Ask yourself, what's your budget? What features do you really need? And most importantly, does this deal truly align with your long-term goals? Remember, a smart buyer is a prepared buyer. Let's talk about technology, because it's changing everything about how we drive. From advanced safety features to cutting-edge infotainment systems, Jeep and Ram are ramping up their tech offerings to stay competitive. Jeep, for instance, is focusing on its trail-rated technology, combining off-road capability with smart systems that help you navigate even the toughest terrain. Meanwhile, Ram is integrating advanced towing assist technologies, perfect for those who rely on their trucks for work or recreation. But here's the thing. Competitors like Ford, Rivian, and Tesla are pushing tech boundaries even further. With innovations like over-the-air updates, full self-driving features, and sleek minimalist designs, they're setting the bar high. So where does Jeep and Ram stand in this tech race? Do you think they're keeping up, or are they falling behind? Let me know your thoughts. We can't talk about the future of Jeep and Ram without diving into the EV revolution. Both brands have announced bold plans for electric vehicles, but they're playing catch-up to industry leaders. The Jeep Avenger, their first fully electric model, is already making waves in Europe, and the Ram Revolution concept promises to bring a new level of innovation to electric trucks. But will these vehicles deliver on their promises, or are they too little too late? What do you think? Are Jeep and Ram's electric ambitions enough to secure their future? Or will they struggle to compete with brands like Tesla and Rivian that already dominate the EV space? Drop a comment and join the discussion. To really understand what's happening with Jeep and Ram, we have to look at their competition. Let's break it down. Ford's F-150 Lightning offers impressive range and towing capacity at a competitive price. Rivian's Ronet is packed with tech and off-road capabilities that rival even the best Jeeps. And then there's Tesla's Cybertruck. Polarizing design aside, it's setting new standards for innovation. So where do Jeep and Ram fit in? Are their strengths like rugged durability and brand loyalty enough to keep them in the game? Or do they need to rethink their entire approach to compete with these electric heavyweights? Jeep and Ram vehicles are known for their durability, but they're not always the cheapest to maintain. Parts and repairs can add up, especially for older models. On the flip side, their loyal fan base and iconic status often means strong resale values, if you take good care of them. So, here's a tip. If you're buying new or used, invest in an extended warranty or a prepaid maintenance plan. It could save you thousands in the long run. Your opinions are what make this channel so special. Let's take a look at some of your comments from our last video on the automotive market shift. These stories are amazing. Keep them coming. Whether you're a die-hard Jeep fan, a Ram enthusiast, or just someone looking for a great deal, your input helps us all make better decisions. Moments like this don't come around often. The automotive world is changing, and Jeep and Ram are at a crossroads. For buyers, this is your chance to make a smart move. But remember, opportunities like this don't last forever. Are you ready to take advantage of this rare market opportunity? Or are you waiting to see how the industry evolves? The choice is yours. But don't wait too long. As the dust settles on the automotive industry's current shakeup, it's clear that Jeep and Ram's pricing strategy is just the tip of the iceberg. These massive discounts are not just about clearing out inventory. They represent a pivotal moment in the market. For buyers, this is a golden opportunity, but it comes with questions that every savvy consumer should ask. What are the long-term implications of these price cuts? Will depreciation hit harder for these vehicles, or could their iconic status and growing EV innovations maintain value over time? With the rise of electrification and increasing competition from brands like Ford, Tesla, and Rivian, Jeep and Ram are caught in a race to stay relevant, while meeting consumer demands for affordability, rugged capability, and cutting-edge technology. The market is shifting rapidly, and buyers who act now may find themselves on the winning side of history, whether they're choosing gas-powered classics or waiting for the next wave of electric innovations. The key is preparation. Researching the best deals, exploring financing incentives, and considering long-term costs. As dealerships scramble to move inventory, buyers hold the advantage, but only for a limited time. This moment could redefine how we view and buy vehicles, leaving everyone to wonder, are you ready to seize the opportunity or risk missing out? The implications of Jeep and Ram's pricing shakeup extend far beyond just discounts and deals. These brands, long celebrated for their rugged reliability and iconic designs, are now at a crossroads as the automotive industry evolves. While traditional models like the Jeep Wrangler and Ram 1500 still hold strong appeal for off-road enthusiasts and truck lovers, the demand for electric vehicles, EVs, and hybrid options has placed new pressure on manufacturers. Jeep's recent push toward electrification with models like the Wrangler 4xe and the all-electric Avenger shows promise, but the question remains whether these efforts can keep pace with competitors who've been leading the EV charge for years. For Ram, their Revolution EV concept truck has generated excitement, yet skepticism looms about its ability to disrupt a market already crowded with innovative electric pickups like the Ford F-150 Lightning and Rivian Ronet. Meanwhile, buyers are finding themselves in a unique position of power. The combination of high inventory levels, shifting consumer preferences, and economic uncertainty has created a perfect storm for slashed prices. Jeep and Ram dealerships are sweetening the pot with low-interest financing, trade-in bonuses, and extended warranties, making this one of the most favorable times to buy in recent history. However, this also comes with risks. Buyers must weigh the immediate allure of a great deal against potential long-term costs, such as higher maintenance for gas-powered models and the uncertain resale value of vehicles that may be overshadowed by the EV market's rapid growth. Savvy shoppers should approach this market with a clear strategy, set a budget, prioritize features that matter most, and stay informed about the latest industry trends. This shakeup is more than just a fleeting moment. It's a signal of broader changes in the automotive landscape. Jeep and Ram, with their deep roots in American car culture, must adapt to survive in a future dominated by electrification and technological innovation. For buyers, this is a chance to own a piece of that evolution, whether it's through the timeless charm of a gas-powered Jeep or the cutting-edge promise of an electric Ram. But the clock is ticking, and the deals won't last forever. As dealerships look to regain momentum and manufacturers refocus their strategies, today's market represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get ahead of the curve. The question is, will you take the leap or let this historic moment pass you by? The current turmoil in the automotive market is a reflection of a larger industry-wide transformation, and Jeep and Ram are at the epicenter of it. Historically, these brands have been symbols of rugged performance and dependability. Jeep, with its legendary off-road prowess, and Ram, known for its powerful workhorses, have built loyal followings that span decades. But the tide is turning. Consumers are now demanding more than just brute strength. They want vehicles that align with evolving technology, environmental concerns, and the fast-pacing modern lifestyle. Jeep and Ram's aggressive pricing strategy signals their recognition of these shifting priorities, but it also highlights their urgent need to adapt or risk being left behind. As the auto industry races toward electrification and automation, the pressure is on for these iconic brands to not only maintain relevance, but to lead innovation. At the heart of this pricing shakeup lies a critical question: can Jeep and Ram compete with brands that have already embraced the future? Companies like Tesla, Rivian, and even legacy automakers like Ford are redefining what it means to drive a truck or SUV. Ford F-150 Lightning has set the benchmark for electric trucks, offering impressive range, towing capacity, and tech features at a price point that appeals to both traditional and forward-thinking consumers. Similarly, Rivian's Roan F-150 has captured attention with its adventurous spirit and advanced capabilities, while Tesla's Cybertruck continues to generate buzz with its bold design and promised performance. Jeep and Ram have promising EV models in the pipeline, such as the all-electric Jeep Avenger and the Ram Revolution, but they're entering a space where the competition is already fierce. The challenge will be not only catching up, but also differentiating themselves in an increasingly crowded market. For consumers, this moment represents a rare opportunity to make strategic purchasing decisions. The massive discounts being offered by Jeep and Ram are a direct result of overproduction, supply chain recovery, and changing consumer demands. This means buyers can find incredible deals, but they must also tread carefully. Gas-powered vehicles, while still dominant in the short term, face growing scrutiny as governments worldwide push for stricter emissions regulations and EV adoption. This could lead to faster depreciation for traditional models, making resale value a critical factor to consider. On the flip side, buyers who plan to keep their vehicles for the long haul may find these discounts to be an unbeatable value. To make the most of this market, consumers should focus on understanding their long-term needs, whether it's the reliability of a Ram 1500 for heavy-duty work or the off-road versatility of a Jeep Wrangler for adventure seekers. Beyond the immediate impact on buyers, the broader implications for the auto industry are profound. Jeep and Ram's pricing adjustments hint at a larger reckoning within the sector, as traditional automakers grapple with the dual challenges of meeting current consumer expectations while preparing for an electric future. Dealerships, long accustomed to high margins and consistent demand, are being forced to adapt their sales strategies to a more informed and cautious buyer base. This shift could ultimately benefit consumers, driving greater transparency, better deals, and more innovative offerings. However, it also raises questions about the sustainability of traditional dealership models and whether direct-to-consumer sales, pioneered by brands like Tesla, will become the new norm. The decisions made by Jeep, Ram, and their competitors in the coming years will shape not only their futures, but also the way we think about, buy, and drive vehicles. This is a pivotal moment for the automotive world, and for buyers, it's a chance to be part of history. Whether that means embracing the last generation of powerful gas-powered machines or stepping into the electric era, Jeep and Ram's current predicament serves as a reminder that no brand, no matter how iconic, is immune to the forces of change. For decades, these companies have thrived on their ability to deliver rugged, dependable vehicles that resonate with adventure seekers, hard workers, and everyday drivers alike. However, consumer expectations have evolved, and the traditional focus on power and durability is no longer enough. Today's buyers prioritize efficiency, cutting-edge technology, and sustainability. This shift has left Jeep and Ram in a precarious position, scrambling to align their legacy with the demands of a rapidly changing marketplace. While the deep discounts being offered today are attractive to buyers, they also underscore the growing tension between preserving tradition and embracing innovation. For now, buyers have a unique chance to take advantage of an unprecedented moment in the market, but the choices they make today could shape their driving experiences and their wallets for years to come. The question remains, will you be part of the change, or will you let this opportunity slip through your fingers? As we delve deeper into this unprecedented shift, it's worth examining how this moment could redefine the identity of Jeep and Ram. These brands have always been about more than just vehicles. They're a lifestyle. Owning a Jeep symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the ability to conquer any terrain. A Ram truck, on the other hand, represents strength, resilience, and utility, a trusted companion for work and recreation alike. However, as electrification and technology reshape the automotive world, these identities are being challenged. Industry idols are declining, and business models become disproportionately restricted. Can a Jeep still evoke the same rugged spirit if it's powered by an electric motor? Will a Ram truck maintain its reputation for toughness when it's as quiet and sleek as a tech gadget? These are the questions Jeep and Ram must answer if they want to maintain their emotional connection with their loyal fan base, while attracting a new generation of drivers. The good news is that these brands are not starting from scratch. Jeep's introduction of the Wrangler 4xe and the all-electric Avenger shows that the company is serious about evolving while staying true to its roots. Ram, with its Revolution EV truck, is also signaling a commitment to innovation without abandoning the features that made it a household name. These efforts, however, come with significant challenges. For one, electric vehicles require a different kind of infrastructure, charging stations instead of gas pumps, and consumers need assurance that these systems will be reliable, affordable, and widely available. Additionally, the higher upfront costs of EVs, even with government incentives, could make some buyers hesitant. Jeep and Ram must navigate these hurdles while continuing to deliver on the ruggedness and reliability their customers expect. For buyers, the landscape is equally complex. On the surface, the deep discounts currently available on Jeep and Ram vehicles are a clear win. But savvy consumers know that the best deal isn't just about the sticker price. It's about the total cost of ownership. Fuel efficiency, maintenance costs, insurance rates, and potential depreciation all play a role in determining whether a vehicle is a smart investment. For gas-powered vehicles, these factors are becoming increasingly critical as the world transitions to electric. However, not every buyer is ready to make that leap. Many still value the proven reliability and widespread infrastructure of traditional vehicles, especially for heavy-duty tasks or long-distance travel. This divide underscores the importance of understanding your own needs and priorities as a consumer. Ultimately, the fate of Jeep and Ram and the choices of their customers will shape the automotive industry's trajectory for years to come. As these brands grapple with the pressure to modernize, they're also setting the stage for a broader transformation in how vehicles are designed, marketed, and sold. Will the dealership model evolve to keep pace with direct-to-consumer trends? Can legacy automakers successfully compete with disruptors like Tesla and Rivian? And will consumers embrace electrification, or will they cling to the familiar comfort of gas-powered engines? These are the big questions looming over the market today. For now, one thing is certain: the automotive world is at a crossroads, and Jeep and Ram are at the center of it. Whether you're a buyer looking for a great deal, an enthusiast watching these developments unfold, or an industry insider, this is a moment that will be talked about for years. The question remains, how will you be part of this story?